All right, and welcome to the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Radio Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk, aka 104.1 FM, and also in 4K vision on YouTube Live. You're done, no? METASCIENCE! Now, we had a bit of technical difficulties with the YouTube Live, but now we're back on in 4K vision. You can see the High Priest Amun in the physical form virtually on YouTube. All you have to do is go onto YouTube and type in the YouTube search engine Amun L, which is spelled Amun as in A for Africa, M for magnificent, U for upliftment, and N for Nubian, space L, which is spelled E for El Elyon and L for love. And then you click the search icon so that you can be forwarded to the search results. And then in the search results, you will see the High Priest Amun L. Well, you see the High Priest Amun L's YouTube channel, Amun L. And to identify the High Priest Amun L's YouTube channel, you'll see the High Priest Amun L in his khaki suit pointing at you in the camera. And then all you have to do is click the red button which says subscribe and the bell icon so that you can be notified when the High Priest Amun L is going live or dropping new content. And then you will see one of the High Priest Amun L's posts saying the High Priest Amun L is live via Omega FM Radio.co.uk, the 10th of the 3rd, 2021, or the 10th of March, 2021, part 2. You're done, no? METASCIENCE! So now, today's topic, main event, what we're talking about is that why is it the Black community cannot unite, especially the conscious community? Before the news, the High Priest Amun L had one of his spiritual masters or sages reasoning in terms of why we can't unite as a community, and he was saying things like that some groups are being made in the community to actually divide the Black people, which has a hidden agenda. And he was also saying that it's been written in the scriptures and etc. etc. Now, the High Priest Amun L is gonna expound a little bit and talk about his story before he calls his spiritual master or one of his sages again. Now, the High Priest Amun L has experienced a lot in his young age. And what he can say is when he started getting conscious or getting woke, or his third eye opened or was opening, let's say his third eye was opening, there was a problem. There was a problem because when he was getting woke, okay, the High Priest Amun L wanted nothing but unity. For example, when the High Priest Amun L realized that there was Black God, or there was a God that was black, melanated, rich, i.e. Amun Ray. You follow that? The High Priest Amun L wanted everybody to unite and become conscious. However, religion has divided us all, whether it be Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. And even in those religions, you got different sections. Like in Christianity, you got the Evangelists, Roman Catholic, Church of England, Anglican, Baptist, Seventh-day Adventist, etc., etc., or Jehovah's Witness. And in Islam, you've got 3 different types of Islam. You've got Shia, Sunni, and Sufi. And then in Judaism, you've also got the Hebrew Israelites, you've got the unorthodox Jews, and then you've got the Khazarian Jews. and the European Jews. Okay? Now, the high priest Amun will tell his story real briefly. So when he was getting woke, or his third eye was opening, the high priest Amun wanted to heal the children, or tell people his age. How to, like, that we shouldn't be fighting each other, but this is all planned by the government, but they want us to be segregated and to be rivals and to be enemies and not unite, and be, instead of unite, fight against gang and black on black violence. You follow that? And so the high priest was explaining to the children, and the children turned against the high priest El, and even tried to take the high priest El out by stabbing him and killing him. You follow that? And the reason why is because there is some melanated, well, not even, I wouldn't even say melanated, rich, black people or Negroes that have that evil spirit or jinn in them, or demonic spirit in them. And their purpose in this life is to divide the black community and make sure that there is killing going on and that there's evil and wickedness existing in our community. You follow that? Remember, there was the black devil before the white devil, you know. You got to overstand and understand the high priest Amun El. The black devil existed before the white devil. You follow that? We already knew that there was chaos in our race. That's why you got in ancient Kemet, you've got the depiction of the black devil, which is Set or Seth, which is the entity or deity of chaos and confusion. Now, if we read more about Seth, Egyptian god, it says Set, also known as Seth or Sutet, was the Egyptian god of war, chaos, and storms, brother of Osiris, Isis, and Horus the elder, uncle to Horus the younger, and brother husband to Nephthys. His other consort was the goddess Tara, a hippo-headed deity who presided over fertility and childbirth. Okay? Now, if you know the story of Set and Osar on Set, basically, Set was a jealous Netaru or Neta or God. And he killed his own brother because of jealousy. Because he hated his brother Osar, because Osar was the king of Egypt or Kemet. And he hated the fact that he was the king of Kemet. And one day he planned a party and he wanted to basically kill Osar, because Osar never had a baby. Horus or Heru. Horus and Heru wasn't created then. And basically Set had a party for his brother, and he created the casket or the coffin, and he built it so that he can trick his brother Osar or Osiris to enter the coffin, and he will lock the coffin up and put him in the coffin, and then throw the coffin, like, and murder him by cutting up the coffin. Or the story varies, but let's see what this story. It says the first 5 gods of Egypt were born of union of the brother and sisters Geb and Nut, and after the creation of the world by Atum, Osiris was the firstborn, then Isis, Set, Nephthys, and Horus, known as the elder. At firstborn, Osiris was elevated as ruler of the world, which to the Egyptians meant the land of Egypt or Kemet. Osiris found newly created people to be barbarous and uncivilized, and so gave them culture, taught them agriculture, provided them with the laws, and instructed them in proper ways to worship the gods. Osiris took his sister Isis as his wife, and she bestowed on humans her gifts of compassion and equality for all. The world was a paradise where everyone, man and woman, was equal under the reign of the royal couple. Food was abundant and no one suffered anyone. So Set grew jealous of Osiris's power and resented his success. His resentment grew more bitter after his wife Nephthys, attracted by Osiris' beauty, disguised herself as Isis and seduced the great king, becoming pregnant with the god Anubis or Ampu. Set decided to remove his brother and had a magnificent casket created, the most beautiful chest ever made, tailored to Osiris' exact measurements. He threw a grand party to Osiris, which was invited, and after the banquet, told the guests he had a special surprise. He revealed the chest and said that whoever could fit most perfectly inside could take it home. One by one, the guests climbed into the casket, but could not fit until Osiris's turn came. He lay down in the casket and found, of course, that it fit him perfectly. Set then slammed the lid on and threw the casket in the Nile River. In some versions of the story, Osiris or Osar is murdered by Set and 72 accomplices, while in others he is alone is responsible. A further variation is that sometimes Set is to have murdered Osiris in the casket and then dispose of it, while other versions, Osiris suffocates once he is thrown into the river or after the casket is encased by the tree of Byblos. The casket was Osiris's body inside floated down the river, the Nile at the sea, finally coming to the shores of Byblos in Phoenicia, where it lodged in a tamarisk tree. The tree grew quickly around it, encasing it, and Osiris was lost to the people of Egypt. In time, the king and queen of Byblos came to the shore and noticed the beauty of the tree and its sweet scent, and it had cut down and brought to their court as a central pillar. Back in Egypt, Set took the throne, and the harmonious balance which had been maintained by Osiris and Isis was lost. Set was a chaotic and unpredictable monarch who brought storms and drought, and the people turned on each other in their efforts to survive. So you can imagine, yeah, this is coming from Kemet over 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 years ago. In fact, yeah, over 6,000 years ago. Because this story apparently, according to ancient.eu website, it was 3,150 years before Christ to 2,613 years before Christ. So, yeah, we're saying about almost 6,000 years ago or more, this story existed. And you can imagine if our ancestors already knew about the black devil that exists within us, because remember, when we're dealing with the Neteru, we're talking about what's within us already. All these Neteru or ancestors exist within us, so the black devil exists within us. And unfortunately, it's the black devil that is winning in this world right now in our community, because like what we said, it's not the white man really destroying us, because the white man don't have the power. The white man doesn't have the power. We have the power, and we let the disagreeableness in ourselves rule us. You follow that, and as a result, that's why there's so much black on black crime. We can't unite. Africa is a mess. The Caribbean is not developing as quickly as it's supposed to be because of corruption. You follow that. Like someone said this morning, one of the high priests of METASCIENCE soldiers saying that you should be talking about positive stuff on the radio, but we can't, because at the end of the day, our community is not positive. You follow that. There's some people doing positive things, but not the majority. You follow that. And it goes back to one of the high priest Amun L's discussions or reasoning a couple of months ago or last year about is the black community a sick community? You follow that? Because more time it's us that are doing evil and wickedness to each other, and we can't unite. And as the high priest of Montel explained, when the high priest of Montel was getting woke or getting his third eye open, the high priest of Montel almost died because he wanted to unite his people or unite the children, and the children didn't want to unite. Instead, they backed it out, the blade or the knife, and ready to stab the high priest of Montel and kill him off because of the positivity. The same way like Yeshua Yamashiach or Jesus Christ wanted to unite the black people or the melanated rich people. Because remember, we are the Jews. You follow that? We are the Jews. And the Jews killed him off. You follow that? Because that's what's in our nature. Maybe it's just our nature. You follow that, to be evil and wicked. You know, if you go in any if you got like what we're saying in Africa, there's a lot of evil and wickedness happening, especially in Africa. You see it like South Africa, Nigeria, Sudan, even Ethiopia having a bit of tension. And the white man again loves it because he knows that he can still have power because we are not united and not fulfilling our purpose in this land. And it's just what it is at the moment. And at the end of the day, the high priest someone else telling the truth because no one is calling in to say otherwise, that you're lying of what's going on. Okay, someone's calling. Good. You're live. Greetings. You're live.
Oh, hi. Yeah, it's Lady MD.
No, she's not here at the moment.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry, sir. Okay. All right, then. Well, she's there before. I'm sure I phoned her about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. She was there, you know?
Did you phone her on her phone?
Yeah, I've been trying to phone her on her phone. All right, then.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that, yeah? No
yeah,
problem.
all right,
Okay,
cheers.
no
Cool. Yeah, Lady M is still not here. Hopefully she will come through. Probably she's finding some parking, but hopefully she'll come through and take over because it's her time right now. But yeah, anyway, so the high priest someone else, yeah, is still telling the truth. No one's calling in to say what's going on, if the high priest someone else lying or not. Because at the end of the day, if no one is disagreeing with the high priest someone else, therefore the high priest someone else telling the truth. Okay, someone's calling. Let's go. Hold on. You're live on the Mega FM.
Yeah.
Yes, King, you alright?
Just gonna give a quick. I don't know what the show is, but I caught a little bit earlier about our leaders and why we're not this and why we're not that. But I think we will be a man and a woman. We need to just keep our head down and keep doing what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? We've become too much of a chat show and we're too much of a fashion, yeah? And I mean, I'm saying from this point of view because when the Chinese people was under the pressure of some regime and keep them head down and they didn't care about anything to the right. I think we jumped at everything that we jumped at this, we jumped at that, it's becoming a fashion. And we're losing our credibility. We need to just keep our brand to ourselves and just understand, stop getting exploited. Or being exploited, I'm not going to stress myself wisely. You know what I mean? We need to turn back our divine what we is. The whole place is in trouble because we're not in the right to see. You know what I mean? And until then, everything's going to be upside down. And we need to stop running to everything and running to every chat show and talking about this. Keep our head down and go forward, man. You know what I mean? Keep ourselves and go forward. You know what I mean? No one ain't got love for us. And the more we keep telling everybody and spinning and saying, yeah, with this and the downtrodden and with this, and it's not good for us. We need to just keep us saying to ourselves across forward. But more power to you. I've got the prayer earlier and I'll give thanks to that. It's really real.
All right, give thanks to you, King. Thank you so much for your offering and the real talk. All right.
A lot of madness going on here. Yes,
one piece. Yes, and that was one of the High Priest Amun L's friends. Yeah, give thanks for calling in, telling the truth of what's going on. Now, before the High Priest Amun L calls his spiritual master or one of his sages, the High Priest Amun L now want to talk about the millennials, especially the black conscious millennials. Now, they come with the most effery right now, because when it comes with the conscious community, especially the High Priest Amun L's age group, yeah, the millennial, the under 30s, or the under 40s, we don't unite. Yeah, we say that we're all conscious in that. Yeah, that we're woke, our chakras are open and stuff like that. But the reality is, we're just on this rivalry thing or individualism. You follow that? We don't want to unite and just become one conglomerate and fight the system together. Because remember, the elders have had their time. The elders have had their time, and it's us young ones that have the strength, have the power, have the energy. Yeah, most of us are just on road, idle, doing nothing, but we don't want to unite. We don't want to unite for righteousness. Instead, we'll unite for the evil and wickedness, and then let the white man win easily, or the enemy win, or slave master win easily, because we're not focused on the prize. Our eyes are not on the prize. Our eyes are instead on the black blood, seeing black blood on the street. That's what our eyes are focused on. You follow that? Now, with the black conscious community, in terms of the young ones, you can imagine the High Priest Amun L is known in the conscious community. When the High Priest Amun L was coming up, no one wanted to help the High Priest Amun L. Nobody wanted to help the High Priest Amun L rise up. Instead, they put the High Priest Amun L down. When it came to all these events, unconscious events, instead they want to exploit the High Priest Amun L, take the High Priest Amun L's money, and not help the High Priest Amun L. Even people that have come on this radio station, the High Priest Amun L has met them personally, and they don't want to affiliate themselves with the High Priest Amun L, because the High Priest Amun L come with the truth, justice, and righteousness. You follow that? The High Priest Amun L's energy is strong. And instead of unite together, because the High Priest Amun L is an easy brother. He's not hard-headed, and he's reasonable, and shows that unconditional love. But no, they want to rival and go against the High Priest Amun L, because at the end of the day, it's an ego thing in terms of the conscious community, especially the younger generation. They believe that because they're conscious, or so-called conscious, that they can do whatever they want. For example, you got man like Respect. You got man like all these who is it? Hold on. Forever Family. They know the High Priest Amun L, but they don't want to chat to the High Priest Amun L. They don't want to link up with METASCIENCE Ministries. They want to do their own thing. You follow that? And that's the problem with our community. We're divided like that. Instead of just become one, we're all going through the same struggle. Nah, we have to do it individually. Instead of unite like how the Indians unite. Yeah, they may hate each other, This is the problem this is the problem we have, and the other races don't. Like the Jews, like the Polish, who else? The Chinese, the Bangladeshi, the Pakistani. They may not like each other, but they know that they got one enemy, one common cause, and that is to take back what is theirs. and they don't care. As long as you look like one of them, they will respect you and give you the opportunity. But with us, we have some sort of hatred towards ourselves or towards our color, our black color. And that's the problem why we're in this mess. Because instead of remove that ego or remove all this emotion, disagreeable emotion, we amplify the disagreeable emotion towards each other. And that's why we can't unite. Instead of put that disagreeableness in the bin, we take it out of the trash can and eat it up and show more disagreeableness. The reason why the high priest Amun was talking like this, because the high priest Amun witnessed it last week. There was something on the Instagram, and it was something to do with conscious, like some conscious woman was talking about that men have to leave a woman, like men have to like fast or focus on themselves, focus on their solar energy, and it was going viral. And the high priest Amun managed to get not in contact, but managed to find that person's social media profile, and the high priest Amun wanted to communicate with that person, and as a result, the person ignored the high priest Amun didn't want to communicate with the high priest Amun, and the high priest Amun was congratulating and bigging her up and saying that he liked how she was talking, and that there could be an opportunity for you, business opportunity, because the high priest Amun got his tune, Black C Word 19 OG METASCIENCE version, and needs help in terms of to promote the music and that. And because she said that she's a social media influencer or a spiritual social media influencer, the high priest Amun believe that she can help and she will get rewarded for the help, i.e. financial or monetary gains. But because of our ignorance, because of that girl's ignorance and ego, you follow that? The ego, she unfortunately lost out because she believed that she's better than the high priest Amun. The same way when it comes with all these other so-called conscious brothers, when they see that you're shining, yeah, especially the conscious ones, when they see that you're shining, they don't want to help you because they want to pull you down like a crab, and not knowing that if they help you, they're helping themselves. You follow that? If they help you, they're helping themselves. But because of the ignorance, because of the jinn or the disagreeableness in themselves, they lose out. You follow that? If you give out positivity, you receive positivity. If you give out negativity, you're going to receive negativity. And that's true to the law of correspondence. You follow that? Which is one of the 7 principles of Tahuti. And as we go into the 7 principles of Tahuti, or Thoth, or some of them say Hermes, they say the 7 hermetic principles of self-mastery. The principle of mentalism, all is in the mind, the universe is mental. Hold on. Let me get it up, okay. Sorry. The high priest, someone else fasting as well with his METASCIENCE disciples. So first of all, you got so you got the 7, the law or the principle of mental, that all is mental, all is in the mind, the universe is mental. Then you got the law of correspondence, i.e. as above so below, as below so above, as within so without, as without so within. They say this principle embodies the truth that there is always a correspondence between the laws and phenomena of various planes that manifest as being and life. Grasping this principle is what allows one to deduce the hidden solutions to problems by looking at what exists a layer above and below the problem to infer the pattern and shadow nature of what is in between. Okay? Now, we're expanding on this on the principle of correspondence because, again, when you're dealing with certain people, how you correspond with them is like a reflection of yourself. You follow that? So you have to go inside yourself. So, for example, if the high priest or any of you deal with someone that's disagreeable, doesn't mean you have to show disagreeableness to them. You can go above them and show them the force of love or the power of love or the power of unconditional love so that you can spark that unconditional love that is inside them. However, some people are built differently and may not have the capacity to show unconditional love or express unconditional love. But as long as you're expressing it, that vibration will exist in the cosmos and the law of karma will follow through. You follow that. And as a result, the karma, if you're showing positive karma or the meta science, you will receive what is meant for you. You follow that. Now, like what the high priest of Amun was saying in terms of why our community can't unite, it's because of jealousy, anger, and fear as well, false evidence appearing real. And because some of us don't want any of us to level up, we drag them down and it becomes the problem. And like what the high priest of Amun was saying, no one is calling in because the high priest of Amun is telling the truth. He's not lying. Don't believe me, check it out. You can check it out on road. Your own life experiences have told you that when you try to help someone out, especially your own kind, they turn against you and do evil and wickedness. Now, the high priest of Amun is going to call someone right now and see what they have to say. Probably the high priest of Amun's father, and see what he has to say in terms of this discussion or reasoning and fellowship. So we're calling him now, and let's see what he has to say. Because at the end of the day, we just want the best for our community, and we need to build up what we have broken down, or we need to fix what we have broken. Now, the high priest of Amun's father is not calling, but yeah, let's call the high priest of Amun's spiritual master. We did say that we're gonna call him back and see if he's gonna answer, and let's see the update, what we can do. Because the high priest of Amun has said what he has to say. You follow that, and it's for you to digest what's been going on, King. You're now back on. You're back live on omegaFMradio.co.uk. Now, we're just talking about our community, that we do a lot of evil and wickedness to each other. You follow that? And why is that we do it? And we can't level up. I said, why is that we do evil and wickedness to each other in our community?
Okay, because you have to realize, a lot of it, but before even that being their possibility,
it's a bit noisy, King. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit noisy where you're at.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
A lot of it will be down to things like ignorance. Ignorance, yeah. And then you have to also be aware that there are certain elements who will shape things. They'll do their best to influence that kind of behavior. We have to call it maybe in their interest, you know? But I mean, paying DPS and making the dairy for all the time. Remember they get paid, you say somebody get locked up, remember they get paid. So it's in their interest to encourage this kind of behavior, the division, and the separate. Okay, yes, okay. If you're aware of things like reference for the enemy, I'll be able to say clearly, you have to be aware of things like British, and they would have got the Ashanti in 1994. The Ashanti would no longer be on the planet in 1994. There were allegations about the Igbo as well in 1998. They would have got the Igbo. So, and this gives you some of a picture of what is actually going on and how certain things are molded and shaped in certain areas. You know, when you look at the bigger picture, you know, it's easier to stop and see what's going on. Those in position to cope or help, you can make a difference. Whatever's in their interest, that's what they can do. You know, and if they can get the Nubian children to attack each other, they're going to put it in the newspapers. Look what they're doing to each other. They're going to say it's not them doing it, even though they may be responsible indirectly, because they play certain mechanisms in there and they make it appear that way. So we just have to be aware of the different kind of skills from the team. Remember, some people have mastered that. You have to be aware. There's a few mechanics what pressure is. People who are pressing you, they can always say, it's not personal. I'm not thinking of my own personal. I'm not thinking of my own personal. I'm not holding my own ball. I'm speaking on behalf of those who have been affected. And a lot of people get affected because those who are being affected, they don't love them very much. You know, so when someone comes and speaks up to those who don't have a voice, people get very, very upset and offended for whatever their reason may be. That's all they do. No? But a lot of time, a lot of those who get offended are those who are responsible for a lot of the damage that has been done already.
No.
Somebody made me aware of something over the last 2 days. The Vietnam War. In school, they taught us about the Vietnam War. And there are certain aspects and certain details that was not expressed to us and exposed to us. That in reality, at the time, the only one I looked at now, I said, he should have been off the full detail. Then I realized, wait a minute, the people even giving me the information, it's not in their interest to tell me because they are what people, what's that word I'm looking for? No one common in the part like conspiracy, a joint enterprise. Now, the piece of information is clear that the country of life, over a 10-year period, America bought over 80 million bombs in a 10-year period. Now, they say they've got 2.5 million tons of bombs and life. Now, and this is not 25% are beginning to draw currently getting at how events and happenings take place. And you may not be aware of it, even though it may have been in your time or close to your time or whatever. You may not be aware of it for whatever reason, but I think people will say, fine. So one of the brothers who was always thinking, you may be aware of it over the last few days. He said, brother, go on the video. I've gone on the YouTube myself. The information is there. Yeah. Like you said, they just told me 6 million tons of bombs, over 80 million bombs. From 1916 to 1964, about 1974 approximately, And the information is there. If these pieces of information that are being given, ministries are given from the wise and the children. And we deal with faith and the husband. So these things are being revealed. But let's also be aware that there are those people who are going to be very upset that this kind of information is being revealed. I.e., those who are responsible for the body, those who know that we are doing enterprise with those people, they're not going to be happy about it because they're being exposed now, isn't it? Now that they're being exposed, warriors of truth, justice, and righteousness, I don't think they can see them. They can see them. You gotta believe them why they have to come out with this whole. Even if they're not places, we got to pray. Because truth, the sword of truth, justice, and righteousness has been drawn. The sword of truth, justice, and righteousness is going to annihilate everything that is against you, that is against right, to go. Mother Nature, the planet, the universe, the sun, nature, the creation, the whole life. If that's enough, enough is enough. Those are sensible. You see, the enterprise, they're happy. They're really happy because things are not going. The next way they went, so that's the typical amount of time. Now, the whole basically is over. But what they've got to do, they've got to keep it. Things are all right for them. They know normal things. Nothing will happen. The great mother, the great father, I don't know how they think of the way. Warriors of truth, such as the Lord, they're out there doing it before they do nothing. I think it's nothing, nothing happening. And that's why we must be helpful for this. We must be helpful for things like hello to your soul. Universe, the Lord. A lot of people don't know what universe the Lord really is. And what hello to your Lord really is. Another prayer, I will reveal to you. And another show, I will reveal to you. I will because the minute you ever have to use it, you see the whole system, you get shut down. I've never had to use it. Because people have to use it. The next thing the hitman, the gun can fire, the gun is out, you get the enemy trigger, and the gun can't clear. So those who walk in the light, who use it, I think the testimony that the main testimony from those who are the walking, living people that teach them for the time cannot be harmed. They cannot be, they can't harm them. So we have to be faithful that curses of the Most High are real. I'm not going to frustrate you for long. Just no kind of, I will not frustrate you for them. That is just more. Each individual to see for themselves. You know that it's already within you. How it's for you to save yourself. Speak to yourself. God, Allah, that we must all be thankful for certain
King, I'm not gonna lie, I can't hear you, you know, and it's sounding bare mad. Yeah. And on that note, yeah, I'm gonna have to go. But thank you so much for your offering and teaching the people them that is all within and that the power is within themselves. But they need to go inside themselves and find that they're the ancestors.
That's correct. Remember that there's a brother, and then in the back there, but that's the same one. They will continue for that letter. If the brother hurt his son, like you do it, get your feet back, plant your feet back in nature. Yeah, get yourself back to nature. Nature has the key. You get yourself back to nature, you harmonize back in nature, you never hurt back in nature. Nothing in heaven and hell, not a fear on your head will be harmed. Which is why do they have nature? They know the power. They know the power to go to nature to protect it. And still, pure, food, pure, truth, and vegetation to protect it. We are the mediums of the earth, the magnetism, the genesis of the earth. Pure. And this is one of the reasons they have Mother Nature, but Mother Nature.
Now, King, I have to go now. I have to go because someone's calling. Shalom. And the news as well. One. Peace. Greetings, Dad. You're right.
Yeah, you called me.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a quick question. You got like a couple of minutes. Why is it that we're fighting each other, us black people? Why are we fighting each other and we can't unite?
Why we fight each other?
Yeah, and we can't unite.
Yeah, it's because of what the system puts us into. It is right from slavery days when the white man came and took us from Africa and incited hatred on us so that we cannot unite. Okay?
Okay.
You get that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we are what we are today. But we have to change all these things and move forward.
How do we do that?
How do we do that? Yeah, we start from yourself first. You love yourself before you can love someone. That's the way we start. And reach out in the community. Okay?
Okay.
Mm.
Got anything more to say before the news?
Okay?
Okay, you got anything else you want to say, Dad, before the news?
No, I'm okay. Just be safe and stay blessed.
All right. Thanks, Dad. Love you.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye. Yeah.
All right. Now we're coming to the news. Oops. Oh. And we got the Queen, the Goddess, the Empress, Lady M in the building. Now that hopefully someone else can have some time out. But yeah, the Queen, the Goddess, the Empress, Lady M's in the building. And what do you have to say about what we've been saying today?
You know what I'm gonna say is, yeah, I've been here ages. I come and I got a park, but because I'm so used to coming in for 3 and leaving you, I stayed outside for the hour.
What?
I'm used to sitting out for at least the hour, so I stayed outside for the hour. But wow. Very interesting, as usual.
Oh, good, thanks.
And how are you anyway before?
Well,
how are you getting on?
I'm all right, Queen. I mean, you get me, like, a lot of evil and wickedness, some bad forces and disagreeableness, but we're rising above it. We're always rising above it.
Yeah, but you're fasting, aren't you?
Exactly.
Right, that's why.
Yeah, you know, but it's what it is at the end of the day, and you know, just a lot more to say after the news, right?
A whole lot more.
All right, so stay tuned to Lady M's show coming after the news. You're done though. METASCIENCE.
Media Radio 104.1 FM.
Come on, honey.
Around
my babe. You look a bit downish, kind of.
Oh, it appears the Metropolitan Police officer arrested in connection with the disappearance of Sarah Edwards.
It
wasn't on duty when she went missing. The 33-year-old was last seen in Clapham in South London a week ago. The suspect was detained in